Hello and welcome to Galahad Reviews. I'm Galahad and today I will be discussing the differences between the Viper lineup of gaming mice, aka the Razer Viper, the Razer Viper Ultimate, and the Razer Viper Mini. So you can decide which will fit you best. If you're interested in any of the reviews for those mice, you can check them out in the links in the description or on the card that is on the screen right now. So without further ado, let's dive in. Jumping into the similarities, they all come with optical switches, SpeedFlex cable, similar shape, and are lightweight, durable, and ambidextrous. They are made for claw or fingertip grip. Moving on to the differences, starting first with the sensor, each mouse comes with a different sensor, which is also one of the main reasons why the pricing is so different between them. The Viper Ultimate comes with Razer's newest and best sensor on the market, the Focus Plus, also known as the PMW3399, which boasts 20,000 DPI, 99.6% accuracy with 650 inches per second and 50 G acceleration. It comes with built-in intelligent functions to make it even more accurate. This includes smart tracking, asymmetric cutoff, and motion sync, which translated to normal English allows you to adjust liftoff distance, landing distance, both manually or automatically to give you the best accuracy no matter the surface you are using it on. When on automatic, it puts liftoff distance to 2mm and landing distance to 1mm. Last, there is motion sync, which refreshes your mouse at the same time as your computer to give you the most accurate of tracking as possible. It also uses less energy, which makes it a good choice for wireless mice. The Viper comes with the second best sensor and arguably the second best sensor on the market, the 5G Advanced Optical Sensor, aka the PMW3390. With 16,000 DPI, 99.4% accuracy, 450 IPS, and 50 G acceleration. You can also adjust liftoff distance with this, which I don't think that you can adjust landing distance, which makes them both come in at 2mm. Last comes the Viper Mini that comes with the worst sensor of the three, the PMW3359. It sports an 8,500 DPI optical sensor with 300 IPS and 35 G acceleration. The Viper Mini does have jitter at higher DPI levels as it gets performance anxiety. I am not sure exactly when it starts. It is not present at 3,200 DPI or lower. Since most game at lower than that, I don't see this as a problem. You can easily see the sensor getting nervous at DPI levels higher than 6,400. It also doesn't allow for surface tuning because it wants to be a unique snowflake. But in their factory, they were able to tune the liftoff distance with all their Razer mouse mats to be 2mm. On other mice mats, it is usually around 2.4mm for both liftoff and landing distance, which is a bit high for some people. You can pick these presets for non-Razer mouse mats, but this isn't officially supported. So, will I see a performance difference between the three? Yes and no. The difference between the Viper Ultimate and the Viper is almost non-existent. If you see any, it will be due to the intelligent functions, mainly landing distance and motion sync, felt when tracking and putting down the device. The difference with those two sensors compared to the one on the Viper Mini will be more noticeable. For me, the Viper Ultimate feels extremely precise. The term nail driver comes to mind. It's the one who gets all the hot chicks. The Viper, on the other hand, is also very similar to that. He's the brother and has game. Whereas the Viper Mini feels a bit more squirrely and loose to me. He's the socially awkward nerd that is attractive but doesn't know it yet. This will be most notable when lifting and landing the device along with pixel aiming. However, I think the mass majority of people won't notice too big of a difference between the three. This is mostly me just splitting hairs. If you're enjoying this review so far, make sure to give it a like, as that helps me know that I'm doing a good job and also makes YouTube more likely to recommend my videos to others, which means I can buy more products for you. Up next is the elephant in the room, which nobody likes to talk about, which is weight. But we won't be fat shaming anybody here today. The Viper Ultimate is the heaviest of the three, coming in at 74 grams. He works out a lot and is obsessed with protein power. Between you and me, he also may be using steroids. However, I haven't seen any roid rage. This still makes it the lightest wireless gaming mouse on the market. Then the Viper comes in nice and lean at 69 grams. Last, the lightest of the bunch, some may even say a little bit anemic, is the Viper Mini at 61 grams, which is one of the lightest mice out there, period. The difference between 74 grams and 69 grams is minimal, but the difference compared to 61 grams is definitely noticeable. So if you prefer more cushion for your push-in, you may want to look elsewhere. I found for myself that the lighter the mouse, the easier it is to be accurate, but others complain that due to them being this light, that they feel cheap, as they equate heaviness with better build quality, which is incorrect, as all three of these mice have had significant engineering to get them that light. Most other mice achieve this by doing a honeycomb design. However, they were able to keep with a full plastic design. All three of these are some of the lightest gaming mice on the market. Going on to cost difference, the Viper Ultimate comes in at the most expensive of the three at $130 for just the mouse, or $150 with the dock. I find buying the dock to definitely be worth it. This sounds expensive, but for what you get tech-wise and peripheral-wise, compared to the competition, it's actually a pretty good price. If you're interested in hearing about why that price is justified, make sure to check out my review where I deep dive into the product. Links are in the description. Up next is the Viper, which is ridiculously overpriced in my opinion at $80. I think it would be better and more competitively priced at $60, but I think it is trying to make up for cost lost in R&D, as it was the forerunner of the other two Viper mice. Last comes the incredibly affordable, especially for the quality that you get, the Razer Viper Mini at $40. I think what Razer's idea here was to have a quality mouse at all tiers of cost. Reviews for all three are available on my channel and in the description. Moving on to the cable, the Viper and the Viper Mini are both hardwired mice that come with a SpeedFlex cable. Do not, however, get this mixed up with being able to tap into the Speed Force, as it is just a shoelace material that is very malleable to cut down on drag and weight, so it's similar but not the same thing. I do find this cable to be excellent, but it would still make a poor quality fiber wire. The Viper Ultimate comes with hyperspeed wireless in addition to the SpeedFlex cable if you decide to go hardwired. I don't want to spend a lot of time explaining the hyperspeed wireless, but it is currently the best on the market, even beating Logitech's Lightspeed wireless. However, it doesn't come with a flux capacitor. For the Viper, cable length is 6.89 feet. For both the Viper Ultimate and the Viper Mini, it is 6 feet. If you caught my nerd references, mention what they were below in the comment section and you'll get a like from me. Moving on to the buttons, they use optical switches which use infrared light to send a signal to the computer, making them instantly actuate and reset without the need of a debounce delay, which makes them faster than mechanical switches and immune to double clicks. These are likely the way of the future, but are the first generation and have a little way to go before they start to replace mainstream mechanical switches, as there are a good amount of complaints that these feel mushy in comparison to crisp. This has less to do with the switch and more to do with the way the shell is made. Most have found that the latest iteration, the Viper Mini, has the most pronounced and satisfying clicks, and the worst being the Viper. I would agree with this. Razer's R&D listened to users' feedback and changed the shell slightly, along with some changes, I believe, to the mechanical portion of the switch to make it a more pronounced crisp click, as the Viper and Viper Ultimate are rated for 70 million clicks, where the Viper Mini is rated for 50 million. I believe this reduction in lifespan is from making the switch more pronounced, which increases wear and tear, which leads to a reduction of overall lifespan, which I think most would gladly trade for. For me personally, all three mice have crisp, satisfying clicks similar to my Logitech G Pro Wireless, Logitech G305, Final Mouse Ultralight 2, and Corsair Darkcore RGB Pro. So I haven't personally experienced these mushy clicks that they report, but based on reviews I have read, it appears to be a bigger problem than expected. I'm still on the fence on if this is a personal preference problem or a defect problem. All these switches take a mild to moderate amount of pressure to actuate and travel a low to moderate amount. The Viper and Viper Ultimate come in with 8 programmable buttons. The Viper Mini comes in with 6. I find the side buttons to be superior on the Mini over the other two variants, as they stick out more, aren't recessed, and don't have a rubber coating on the side of the mouse, which makes them easier to reach/click, but are still the same shape. I think they also require less pressure to click and feel crisper. Being younger certainly has its advantages. I would rate the overall side clicks as mild to moderate, with more moderate for the Viper and Viper Ultimate and more mild on the Viper Mini. Moving on to the onboard memory, the Viper and Viper Mini were not blessed with above average intelligence and only have a single onboard memory profile, whereas the Viper Ultimate has multiple personality disorder with up to 5. But none of them can hold custom lighting without having Razer Synapse 3 open, because Razer. Chroma lighting is available on all three of them, but for the Viper and Viper Ultimate, they are limited in their star potential, with only the Ouroboros logo being able to illuminate. Where the Viper Mini spent some time racing cars, he won, by the way, just for those of you who were curious, and has now added underglow lighting. The Viper Mini has a white highlight around the Ouroboros logo, which makes it visible when the lighting is off, whereas the other two do not, which make the logo disappear. They go Batman style. They just fade into the dark night. The RGB is not as accurate on the Mini as it is for the other models. Moving on to the accessories, the Viper Ultimate comes with the optional Razer mouse dock, which allows you to trick others into thinking that you actually have force powers and are able to make your mouse float. It's pretty neat. For the shape and size, the Viper Mini is the smallest and lightest of the three and is ideal for those of you who have small to medium-sized hands, as it makes their mouse appear large. The Viper and Viper Ultimate are for medium to large hands, but are still lightweight. All are best for claw/fingertip grip, but palm can be used but isn't officially supported. All are covered in a matte black PBT material, which I think provides better grip than those found on the Logitech G Pro wireless. Others say that due to this material and the weight that it makes all of these mice feel cheap, but in my mind, light does not equal cheap. So moving on to the conclusion, all three of these mice are good, and I think most people will enjoy them. I think the Viper is the worst of the three in terms of clicks, cost, and competition, as you can get a plethora of other mice for the $60 to $80 range. It also seems to have the most problem. Now moving on to the Viper Ultimate, it is the most expensive, but with that price tag, you are also buying the best of the best, as the sheer tech and performance is unrivaled, and your only real choice of competition is the Logitech G Pro wireless. If you're interested in which is better, make sure to check out that link down in the description below or up on the card on the screen right now. As for the Viper Mini, I think it feels the best and has the most pleasing price tag at $40, but with that, you are sacrificing some sensor performance, but you'll be hard-pressed to find a better mouse at the same price, with most that match its performance costing at least $10 to $20 more on the low end. Let me know which one you would choose or chose in the comment section below. If you just so happen to be buying this product off Amazon, my affiliate links are in the description below, which is a way you can help support this channel and future reviews for free, as I get a small commission on your purchase, which doesn't cost you anything extra. I also use those commissions to buy other products to review for you. With that said, know that I will never bias a review in hopes for a commission or monetary gain in any way, shape, or form. Tech is an expensive hobby, and this is one way I can continue to fund it. This is the end of this video. If you liked it, give it a like. If you didn't like it, give it a dislike. And of course, if you're going to follow my content for a while or want to see more content that is similar to this, hit that subscribe button and turn on bell notifications so you know when I upload a new video. My schedule as of right now is I release a new video at 8 a.m. on Mondays, CST time. I will see you and your beautiful face on the next one. God bless and peace out. Speed flex cable, similar shape, or large weight. I can't speak. I like that one better, Moose. I think I did better.